Odd things are peculiarities. Almost as peculiar are the nature of oddities. Peculiarities, however, are exceedingly peculiar, and the odd fact that when one happens, many more tend to occur. This peculiarity in question begins during an oddly hot summer. During this oddly hot summer, a rather small tadpole found itself in a rather deep well. Why is this peculiar? Well, this particular tadpole would grow to become a frog that one would normally find in the deep forests of the Amazon. In fact, the only reason it managed to survive was due to the oddly hot summer allowing it. But survive and grow it did, living deep within a well with only the clearest of skies and soaring birds to entertain. You would be forgiven to assume that a frog born and raised within a well would dream of larger ponds and lakes, but no, this was not the case for this particular peculiar frog. This frog dreamed of soaring in the skies like the birds above. Time passed, as time is wont to do, and the frog remained. That is, until a peculiar day in which a peculiar child happened upon the well. This child had the oddest interest in conducting experiments of a scientific and technological nature, and chose this particular well to draw water from for one such experiment. When the bucket returned from the depths below, the child was surprised to discover a frog had stowed aboard. Thus began the peculiar friendship between two peculiar beings. Time passed, as time is wont to do, and the friendship grew. The frog would watch as the child played video games, practiced fun activities, and performed even more complex experiments with ever-evolving technology. One such experiment allowed the frog and their human companion to finally talk, and talk they did. Dreams of flying like the birds would do at the top of the well, a desire to play games with their human friend, and much more, all things the frog hoped to achieve one day. This was where the child's grand plan began. What if there were a way to make the frog into a person? Time passed, as time is wont to do, and the child grew, as did the complexity of the experiments. Completed creations such as a way for their froggy friend to play games with them, virtual realities where they could play and relax as if they were both human, and their friendship continued to become even stronger. However, humans grow older, and so do all other creatures. The frog, reaching a ripe age of 20 years, began to realise that time was soon coming to an end for them. The end of a wonderful friendship, and the end of the adventures. The child, now full grown, promised they would one day play together again. The experiments and plans, many close to fruition, meant this was more possible than you'd think. In the final hours, the frogs spent one last day with their friend in the virtual world they had created together, though only one of them returned to the real world. Time passed, as time is wont to do, and the child, now full grown, had finished their lifelong creation. It's time to wake up, friend.